This is an emergency action notification requested by the White House. All EAS participants will follow activation procedures in the EAS Operating Handbook for a national-level emergency. The President of the United States, or one of his representatives, will shortly deliver a message over the emergency alert system. Please stand by. Please stand by. Please stand by. We interrupt our regular programming. This is a national emergency. Important details will follow. This is an emergency action notification. All broadcast and cable systems shall transmit this emergency action notification message. This station has interrupted its regular programming at the request of the White House to participate in the emergency alert system. During this emergency, most stations will remain on the air providing news and information to the public in assigned areas. This is KSNT. We will continue to serve the Topeka metropolitan area. If you are not in this local area, tune now into stations providing news and information for your area. You are listening to the emergency alert system serving the Topeka area. Do not use the telephone. The telephone lines should be kept open for emergency use only. The emergency alert system has been activated. We interrupt our regular programming at the request of the White House. This is the emergency alert system. Programming has been discontinued indefinitely during this emergency. This is KSNT. We will continue furnishing news, official information and instructions for the Topeka area. If you are not in the Topeka area, you should tune to stations providing news and information for your area. It is important that you listen carefully to announcements from the station in your local area. Stand by. The President of the United States, or his designated representative, will be speaking shortly. Please stand by. Please stand by. Please stand by.
The following message has been authorized for public release by myself, the National Weather Service, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, and the United States government, effective as of 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. This is not a test. I repeat, this is not a test. A rare and catastrophic weather phenomenon, now identified as Hurricane Stella, has formed in the Atlantic Ocean and is expected to impact the entire United States. The United States Geological Survey detected the sudden formation of this hurricane, an unprecedented and extreme atmospheric event. This has developed due to a combination of abnormally warm ocean temperatures exceeding 100 degrees Fahrenheit and recent tectonic activity along the Mid-Atlantic Ridge, which has rapidly intensified this system into a storm of unimaginable strength. As of the latest observation, the central pressure of Hurricane Stella has plunged to a staggering 680 millibars, with sustained winds exceeding 450 miles per hour. This is unlike any storm we have ever encountered. Wind speeds that will turn debris into lethal projectiles, waves capable of submerging entire cities, and storm surges projected to reach up to 150 feet, along some coastal areas. The storm is currently moving northwest at 50 miles per hour and is expected to make landfall along the Georgia coastline in approximately 12 hours. Once Hurricane Stella makes landfall, it will carve a path of devastation across the southeastern United States, with its effects stretching into the Midwest, and eventually even reaching the West Coast. The storm will bring catastrophic winds, torrential rain, and unprecedented flooding. Atmospheric instability could spawn multiple tornadoes, including those of EF5 intensity, capable of total destruction. I know many of you are frightened. The weight of uncertainty feels overwhelming. But please, listen carefully. We are facing an event unlike anything we've ever seen, and we must all work together to protect our lives and our nation. Residents in the following states are urged to take immediate action to protect themselves and their property: Florida, Georgia, Alabama, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, Tennessee, Kentucky, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Missouri, Arkansas, Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, South Dakota, North Dakota, Montana, Wyoming, Colorado, Utah, Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, Idaho, Oregon, Washington, and California. This is no ordinary storm. Structures, including reinforced buildings, will be at extreme risk. The storm surge along coastal regions is expected to be catastrophic, with waves capable of overtopping barriers and rushing several miles inland. Rainfall totals could exceed 60 inches in some areas, triggering widespread flash flooding, and rivers may overflow at unprecedented levels. In response to this national emergency, the President of the United States has declared a state of national emergency. The Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, has been activated at the highest level and is coordinating with state and local governments to initiate mass evacuations for all regions in the projected path of Hurricane Stella. The following actions are being taken. Mandatory evacuations are in effect for all coastal areas of Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina. These evacuation orders will expand to inland areas and additional states as the storm's path becomes clearer. The National Guard has been deployed to assist with evacuation efforts, secure critical infrastructure, and provide medical support. Additional units are being mobilized across the Midwest and West Coast. Military bases nationwide are preparing to serve as emergency shelters and logistical hubs for displaced residents and first responders. Evacuation routes have been established. Residents are urged to leave immediately, without delay, as roads and highways may soon become impassable due to flooding or storm surges. The U.S. military is on standby to assist with search and rescue operations, transportation of supplies, and mass evacuations as needed. Do not delay. Evacuations are mandatory in many areas, and for those in coastal regions, you must leave now. If evacuation is impossible, seek reinforced shelter immediately, preferably underground. Stock up on essential supplies, including food, water, and medical necessities, as power outages and disruptions are expected to last for weeks, possibly months. Secure all loose outdoor objects and reinforce windows and doors where possible. For those in non-coastal areas, prepare for hurricane-force winds, flooding, and tornado outbreaks. Follow the instructions from local emergency management and stay tuned to official broadcasts for updates. I cannot stress enough, this is a life-threatening situation. Hurricane Stella is unlike anything we have ever faced. Your safety, the safety of your family, and the future of our communities depend on swift action. We will continue to provide updates as more information becomes available. I know the situation is frightening, but I ask you, do not panic. Prepare, act, and support one another. We will weather this storm together, and we will come out the other side. Stay strong, stay safe, and may God bless us all. This is the President of the United States, signing off. Thank you, and God bless America.